Hey YouTube, coming at you with Beyond the Hype of Grumpig. Now, I did right off the bat Beyond the Hype of you don't need to be on the hype for Lapras and Grumpig and like maybe one or two others. Uh, and Lapras for sure was like you do not need to be on the hype. Lapras is insane. I used Grumpig today, and it's don't get me wrong, it's good. Is it? I don't know if it's number 7 ranked. And again, the rankings in themselves are just they're not, they shouldn't be followed as gospel. There's some like sim sort of analysis. I mean, there's a huge sim analysis in it, but there's also like some that like it's in the one shield, it's with even energy, it's with some baiting on some. It's just against the main meta. It ranks higher based on how you compete against the top meta. So what I used it today, it does have some strengths, but what I used it today, man, that typing is tough. So stat product 114, 128, 133. It's good. Not amazing, but good. Like, you can definitely take a charge move on most of these, but you're not taking two. And then the attack 114 is not super hard hitting. So that's one thing I noticed is that like you're probably going to need two most cases as well, which is okay. You taking two and throwing two is fine, especially when the two that you have are with the moveset is Psywave, one of the best fast moves in the game with same type attack bonus, so 3.6 damage and 4 energy. That is a fantastic combo. One of the few outside of Malamar Pokemon that get Psywave stab, so extremely strong there. And then you have a buffed dynamic, so 2 non-stab moves, which is unfortunate they're non-stab moves, but that's just the problem with Psychic. You have other Psychic moves, but they're just not good. So damage per energy, it is actually better to run the non-stab moves of Dynamic Punch and Shadow Ball, which again, they are good moves in themselves, right? 90 damage, 100 damage, 12 and 14, so good pacing. So great, like good, not amazing stat product, but good. Really nice move sets, quite honestly, like really nice move sets, good coverage, where Shadow Ball's resisted on your normal and darks, you got super effective Dynamic Punch, so like great coverage as well. And then you get to the typing and Psychic, and only resisting 2 things, fighting and Psychic. And again, what Psychics are there in the game? You have Psywave, and then you got the fighters. So outside of like Psywave and fighters, you're not resisting anything else. And then you're weak to Ghost, Dark, and Bug. And I'm going to do a meta-analysis on Monday. And Ghost is going to be everywhere, and Dark's going to be everywhere. So when you get to that, it's just like, oh, so now it's just like, I feel like in most neutral matchups, you're good, right? Because you're charging pretty fast with 12s and 14s. You can hit pretty hard. You can take some damage. Again, some of these like faster ones I can spam at like 10 with hard hitting moves are going to just outpace you and probably going to beat you. But the sideways are really going to add up, which allow you just to go like probably Dynamic Punch most of the time. But man, if there's not a lot of Pokemon that know Ghost and Dark moves, which kind of makes it really tricky. So let's look at some battles. I just built ABB style team because again, if you're going to see Ghost and you're going to see Dark, I want to cover Ghost and Dark. So I covered it with Diggersby and Guzzlord. So double weak to fighting in the back, which Grumpig, that's basically one of the only things it resists. So stay swap Diggersby, Grumpig, and then Grumpig back in, and then Guzzlord sweep. So let's take a look at the battles here. Right off the bat, we have a Fairy Pokemon into Drapion, immediately into my Diggersby, where Poison is resisted. They have Aqua Tails, but it's going to take at least 3, maybe 4. Probably just 3 because I did not get the attack fall there. So there's the first. Yeah, so it's going to take 4 there with the resisted Poison Stings, which means I think I could probably... I can definitely outpace to the 3rd, but they may grab a shield and try and snipe here, so we'll see what they decide to do. Going for the second Scorching Sands, this will take out or grab a shield. They decide to double shield. I tried to just go for the Fire Punch. Let's see if I try and fight for switch or I just let it go. Yeah, letting it go, which is fine. Let's see if when I'm going to come Dragon Tail down. And they give up switch, which it's early season, so... Again, people are all over the place in terms of their skill set. This move never made sense to me. Why do you fight for switch so hard and give up both shields just to immediately give up switch? That's like the ultimate no-no. So I don't like that. Anyways, out comes the Drapion back in, but they're down shields, and here comes the pacing here. So I get to the Dynamic Punch. We'll take this out. And now I have a shield advantage. And what's in the back? Lapras, where Psywave is resisted. So I would have got to the Dynamic Punch. Great. These matchups is where it's interesting, right? So here comes a Dynamic Punch. Superior's tanky. Superior's got some bulk. So it does 50%. And that's the thing with Psywave. Like, again, you even tanky Superior, you're basically just, you can go Psywave, Dynamic Punch. And so there's very, very few Pokemon where that combo doesn't work. I mean, obviously, if it's resisted on like a Zoomer or something, obviously throw the Shadow Ball. But if it's neutral situations, you can probably just go Psywave, Dynamic Punch most cases. So again, they went Drapion, so we're going to come back in here. And this is fine when you have even shields, but when you're behind on shields, it makes this a little tougher. So I will just kind of grab one shield and sacrifice here. Just getting back in here and just, again, getting to the move, Dynamic Punch. So I really do like the spamminess of this thing. And not just the spamminess, but spamminess to hit at a decent pace. They have a Superior on the lead, so I'm just coming straight into my Guzzlord where Grass is resisted. It's still Frenzy, so it still does a ton. What's in the back? A Stunfisk. So we are going to have to start just trying to chip here with Brutal Swing. I should be able to live a Mud Bomb, but I'm still shielding. Because, again, Guzzlord has, which one's higher? The defense is higher, but the stamina is low. And someone asked what the difference is. And it was explained to me once, and I'm pretty sure that the difference is stamina means a lot of HP, which means you could take fast moves. But defense is where you start taking the charge moves. And if you have a low defense, your charge moves do more to you. So they make a catch on the Superior there. But again, just spamminess of this thing. It's a really deadly combo. Psywave and a boosted Dynamic Punch combo here. That's what makes this Pokemon so strong. But Charge Bug, here we go. So, Dynamic Punch is resisted because of Bug, so I have to go Shadow Ball. They have X Scissor, which is super effective. So now we're in a position of like, I'm going to try and catch here, and I do catch. So that's a good catch here. But I am double weak to Bug. There's not a ton of Bug, so you can kind of get away with that. Azumarill comes out. So we'll just try and probably chip and just sacrifice this here. So Scorching Sands 1. Ice Beam super effective, but you can probably live as a Diggersby. But they can bubble me down from here for sure. So they will come out with energy. And I'll let them come out. I'm sorry. I assume I'll take a move here. And let's see how much it does. I'm in the green. I'm at like 60 to 70%. And I'm at like 15 to 20. So, like, again, you could take... You're comfortable taking one charge move for most things, but not anywhere close to 2. So I'm going to instant swap into my Guzzlord and met with a Toxapex. So this thing is bulky. It can take these moves pretty easy. And I'm going to have to respect the Sludge Wave. So I will shield up this move here. It is a Sludge Wave, so that's great that it didn't bait. But oh yeah, we have to worry about this Bug over here, which hits super effective against both Pokemon here. So get the Brutal Swing off. I assume I shield, but I think they have back-to-back moves here, so it does not matter. So yeah, this is one of the things where it's like, I'm going to go down here because I'm double weak to Bug. You know, there's not a ton of Bug, especially with all the Ghost running around where Ghost resists. So I'm not as worried about losing those matchups here. But there is Darks where Psywave is resisted, so we're going to have to immediately go into Diggersby, met with the Azumarill, so tough answer here. Water, Ice combo here are going to be super effective, so we'll just try and chip as much as we can and then go from here. I assume I take the move. I'd be surprised if I didn't. I think the play, what I'm going to try and do here is get this low enough to put it in Psywave range so that I can Psywave down and come out with a dynamic punch to grab a shield and then go from there. That would be my guess of how I'm going to play this out. So go down to the Ice Beam, come back in, and I've got to imagine I'm just going to go very, very aggressive all the way down, taking a move so I can chip with moves and then try and run in the back. And again, there's your play rough. It does 55%. And that's very normal, common for with this Pokemon. And I throw blindly, taking the Incinerate and doing a resisted Dynamic Punch. Great combo, you freaking noob. Okay, so into Guzzlord here, I got a little bit of advantage with energy. But having dumped the resisted Dynamic Punch when I even had a... Did I have a Shadow Ball? Not great. So I will shield up here. But that's probably going to be tough to get out of this situation in the end here. They're going to take me out, so I'm going to try. But our switch timers are probably up, so I think I'm going to be met with a Talonflame immediately here. Yeah, and then I can't get to 2 moves. Yeah, that sucks. That's not suck. Doesn't suck. That's just dumb. Okay, so here's a weird one. If you're going to play a team like this, you have 2 options. You go into your Diggersby right away. If you do, you're going to have to eventually try and sweep with this Pokemon anyways, because you can't have your Guzzlord see a double super effective Charmer. So it's almost worth just like staying in and trying to chip as much as you can first before you get into Diggersby. Which again, but the only problem is if you leave your Pokemon that low and they have a fighter in the back, it really puts you at a vulnerable spot. So this is where I don't love ABB style teams. Again, not a true ABB because there's other weaknesses besides fighting, but this is where it can kind of get you into trouble. That's why just balanced teams are easier to play out. You stay in the lead with mostly anything except for your hard answers, and then you save swap to you go to your save swap if you lose it, right? Pretty straightforward. Do get the attack fall, which is huge because now I'm going to force them to jump energy. Let's see if I try and... Well, Psywave is resisted on both, a Psychic and Dark. It's double resisted here on the Dark, so I'm going to come in here. I think I try to commit to the Farm Down and worried that they get to the Ice Beam because I'm not counting, and it is just the water move, so that's unfortunate. What's in the back? A Blastoise. So water is resisted here as well, so that's nice. Double water in the back. Blastoise, Lapras, 2 safe Pokemon. Tried to catch. We'll force some energy here. They may get to a Skull Bash, and if they get to a Skull Bash, it's going to one-shot me because, again, you can't really take a... You got a lot of HP, but you can't take your charge moves, and Skull Bash is a pretty hard-hitting move here. Yeah, so that takes me down to the Deep Red. I do get a move off, but damage is done. I do take it out, but they do resist it. I remember losing that matchup. Resisted Psywave down. Mirror match. I hope you like baiting and catching and other stuff in these mirror matches. So 1-0 attack, losing CMP here. Shield, Dynamic Punch, losing that. So lose CMP to the 0 attack, and I go full Shadow Ball because that's what I do. And they shield, and I shielded Dynamic Punch. So I'm in huge trouble here. I tried to catch there, as you saw, did not work. They will get another move off. I assume they're going to go Shadow Ball. Again, there's no point of baiting there. Grab that second shield or take me out. But now they can shield and take me out here. But I'm going to have to try and make a great catch. And oh, yes, I do. Catching the double resisted Shadow Ball on Diggersby. Love to see it. And now... I was about to say, trying to get off a Fire Punch to take it out, but they bank energy and get into Credilli, which is half rock, but it is also grass. So this is definitely a Pokemon I'm going to try. I think it's on my next team. I think I'm running a Jellicent Credilli combo next team because now it's into like the let's check out these other buffed Pokemon. who either got like buff moves. So Jellicent, Credilli. I'm really liking. No, save it for the next video here. So Guzzlord comes in, knowing that grass is resisted. They'll have to throw the Rock Tomb here and lower my attack, and Grumpig comes in, but I'm already loaded, so this is a super effective Brutal Swing. We'll see what's in the back, but I wouldn't be surprised if I reset my lowering of the attack here. Yeah, okay, it looks like I got them in the back with something here. Okay, Primeape. So you're weak to Ghost, but Psywave is super effective and you get Stab on it, so there is a great matchup for you. I let the first one go, obviously, because it's only going to boost their attack. And again, that was like 50%. I'm going to throw a move here because I expect them to shield and I expect to shield back in the ones here. So there's the shield on them. Here comes my shield. And I should be able to farm down if they stay in. And they decide to get out. And oh boy, Lapras. They are very weak to this Pokemon. So that lands. I'm just going to stay in. Because what I'm doing is I'm forcing them to throw energy. Knowing that I can then come in Guzzlord and get ahead on energy. So that if the Primeape comes back in, I'll have moves for it. Could this be an Ice Beam is the question. And it is an Ice Beam and that lands. So that sucks. If only one was counting. And again, throwing blind. What am I doing? Jeez, no wonder I don't hit Legend. I am making so many crap mistakes here. But Primeape comes in. Luckily, I've got a little bit of an energy lead. So I grab a shield there. And they're not going to get to 2 moves. So I'm just going to shield up the first one. And now I'm at a Scorching Sands, which is super effective against a Weezing, which I got to try too still. So I still got a few Pokemon to try. There's a lot of Pokemon that received new or buff moves this season. So that lands super effective. Can't take this out for the win. Credilli again. Yeah, so now it's like testing all these other Pokemon that like got like kind of sneaky buffs. Credilli, Jellicent. Who did I just say? A couple people keep saying Fortress in the comments. Weezing with the Sludge. I came in here because I was thinking Ghost, but the fast move on Spirit is Sucker Punch, which is Dark. Although they do only have Rock Tomb and Shadow Ball, so I mean it all kind of offsets what they have no charge moves to throw at me. What other Pokemon are buffed here that are kind of sneaky buffed that I haven't tested? Tested Emolga, tested Ferret. Done Dusclops. Oh, Golisopod. Golisopod's one I got to test too. So I'm doing the Jellicent Credilli now. I gotta do Golisopod. I gotta do Weezing. Spiritomb I probably won't do. Swallow I probably won't do either. Because I just... Ninetales with the Dazzling Gleam could be interesting. So yeah, there's still a lot of Pokemon to test out here. Holy meta, hey? So I'm going to try and do analysis on Monday of the meta. One thing I will say, because I've had... you guys got some opinions. That is for sure, which is fine. I take all your comments. Some of them I'll have to like preface Monday's video being like here's my analysis of the meta based on what I'm seeing. Here's what I think is overrated, underrated, but just keep in mind this is my analysis. You may disagree. A lot of you disagreed with the Blastoise. Just kind of figuring, a lot of you just liked its bulk, being able to throw Hydros, even though the Hydros in Rollout are underwhelming, which I think they are. I think the ability just to throw a ton of them because of the speed and the bulk, a lot of you actually like. So there's that. Yeah, there's been some pretty funny comments. Um, and one I really wanted to. Someone said, I guess they're having a tough time. They said, you're just like the other YouTubers. I used their teams and I went like, I lost all my matchups. And I kind of not so politely wanted to say, my man, if you are losing matchups in rank 1, maybe it's not the team's fault. Maybe you should try getting a little a little better. I'm sorry. Like if you're struggling early, don't get me wrong. There are actually some sweaty battles. There are some sweaty battles. I don't truly understand the elo system before rank 20. Because as soon as you hit rank 20 and get your elo, you immediately map up with people in your range. So then you start seeing people based on how strong you played. I was always under the assumption that there was kind of like a blind elo before, that it's like it's not showing, but you're matched up with people of your skill set. But the more I play rank pre-20, the more I realize it's a crapshoot. Like sometimes I'm playing like legends who are absolutely dominating me, and other times I'm playing people who are making a million mistakes. And you can tell that the difference in elo between these people is like 1,200 points. Like some are like 3,300 and then some are like 2,000. So I don't know how the rating system works pre-rank 20. Again, I always thought there was like a hidden elo that you're like matched up against someone in your like range, but maybe it's truly like reset and you're just playing people in your like level range. Like if you're at level 9, you're facing like level 9, like 8 to 10 people. So maybe it's just like you may get legends, you may get like 2,000. Like I don't know. I don't actually know how it works. That being said, like from rank 1 to like rank, I'm gonna say at least 10. I think 1 to 10, you should probably be putting up a lot more wins than you are losses. And then it seems at like 10, it starts to get a little more tight. And then as you get to like 18 to 20 before you get your rating, it seems to get tougher. And then 20, when you get your rating, it seems to like competition really starts. That's just my experience. But if you have a different experience, let me know. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. And I will see you guys in the next one.